Hey, Austin. Uh, you had the chance, you would think, this summer, to have a real off season, to prep your body, your game after the last couple were so crazy as your kind of NBA career and Team USA evolved. How did you use it, and how does kind of Redick and his staff coming in? How is that supplemented in some ways as you enter training camp here?
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of this past year when we got beat by Denver, I took probably 3 or so weeks just to decompress and get off my feet, go, see my family, see my brother, which plays overseas, so I can only see him probably 2 months out of the year. So just got a lot of family time in, obviously played some golf, and then got back to work. The main thing was getting stronger this summer, being in the weight room, and then getting back and getting familiar with the schemes and all the stuff that the new coaching staff is asking, and it's been a great summer. It's been a lot of fun, being around those guys and learning and having a good understanding of what's asked going into this year.
Austin, you saw basically this roster get to the Western Conference Finals 2 years ago. You've seen this roster lose in the first round after 5 games. How well do you know this group's strengths and weaknesses, and is that going to help you guys as a unit kind of solve that and get to its ceiling?
Yeah, I think anytime you can continue to grow as a unit, the more time you have together, the more you're going to learn and understand, playing with one another more. I think the camaraderie, just the non-spoken, feel of the game, kind of knowing where everybody's going to be, what people like, what people don't like, is very important. And, we're continuing to grow that. But having these past 2 years, to get familiar with one another, I feel like we can hit the ground running and, be a very good team from the start.
Austin, Rob and JJ have both talked about you having the ball more in your hands this upcoming season. What's your understanding of kind of the role shift for you of them trying to ramp up your usage?
Yeah, I think it's, me just being me and having an opportunity to do that. But at the end of the day, winning is all that matters. So I feel like we have multiple guys that can win us games. So one night it might be me, one night it might be D'Lo. Obviously, Bron and AD are always going to be, who they are. But like I said, I feel like we have multiple guys that can win us basketball games. So, just being unselfish in all aspects to just win is what we all need to, come together as and want as a unit. Regardless, like I said, of who it is that night, on every night, it's going to be somebody else. So I'm really just here to do what's, asked, and try to win games.
Austin, kind of on that note, toward the end of last season, you were responsible more defensively in terms of guarding the best guard for the opposing team. How did that help you, I guess, prepare for that? You may have to do that more this season. Just how did that help you in terms of what you'll have to be responsible for?
Yeah, I think, it was just a sample size of, the condition that I have to be in to play both ends of the court. But like you said, to guard everybody's best player and, be able to still be productive on the other end. I felt like in instances last year, towards the end of the year, I found myself not making shots. And, you got to figure out a way to, eliminate that, regardless of what you're trying to do on the other end. So just being in the best shape possible. I feel like I've done a really good job of that this summer, just putting in the time, like I said, in the weight room, but on the court, also running out on the soccer field, football field to just, like I said, be in the best shape as possible.
Hey, Austin, Lauren Jones, Sporting Tribune. I wanted to ask about kind of what you were just talking about. There were periods in time where the team kind of went on this kind of roller coaster. There was ups and then there was some downs and low periods. What have you drawn upon that, and how do you plan to kind of take a step forward as Rob and JJ have, kind of challenged you this season personally and as a team?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you have such a long season, so many games, you're more than likely gonna have those ups and downs throughout a whole season. You just got to figure out the fastest way to get through those, down moments. You try to, ride the high moments as long as you can. And but I mean, in all sports, slumps are a real thing. You go through it, and like I said, every sport you play. So you got to figure out different things throughout the aspects of the game to help your team be successful. That's the beautiful thing about basketball is even if you're not making shots in a moment, there's 10 to 15 other things that you can do to help your team win. So you can't really just hang your hat on making shots, missing shots, like I said, because there's so many things that you can do. And for myself, it's just, if it's me, just figuring out how to get out of those moments faster. If it's someone else, just trying to help them and step up and be a leader to, like I said, help them get out of those moments.
Awesome. Austin right here. So you guys are playing your first 2 games out in the Coachella Valley at Acrisure Arena. What are you guys doing to kind of prepare for your first preseason game? What is kind of the mentality going into it? And then also the Lakers back in the 1990s used to do training camps out in Palm Springs. What does it mean? Because there's a lot of diehard fans that are out in that area. What does it mean to you to play out there? And also, what is kind of the mentality for your first preseason game?
Yeah, I mean, the mentality every time you take a court, to play a game is to win. That's how we're going into all these games. You play to win, and regardless of who's playing, who's not playing, whoever's on the court, and really everybody within the organization is locked in on winning, and that's the main thing. And like you said, we played a preseason game out there last year. The fans were incredible. It was a really, really good atmosphere. We didn't really know I didn't really know what to expect going out there, but like I said, the fans were unreal. It got loud in the stadium, so it's just cool to, go to different places and see all the love that we get. So yeah, we're super excited for that, and can't wait to, play.
Austin right here. Just following your journey, it's been very unique. I talked to Phil Handy and Zach. They always talk about how hard you work, but in this new generation, you don't post anything. All I see probably more of golf videos than I see of you in the lab, but I know you're always in there. Speak to that in terms of you being very private with that and keeping that old tradition alive where you don't show your workouts or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just like, and this is for me, like, why do I have to, prove to everybody that I'm working out? Like, I know what I'm doing. I know that I'm in the gym. I don't have to, post it on Instagram for however many people to see. I think that's kind of, just you're wanting to show off what you're doing. I'm not saying it's the wrong thing because there's multiple things that I've seen online of people working out that, you can take and use it as helpful stuff. It's just not for me. I don't post a lot anyway. Like you said, you probably see more golf on my page. But it's not really it's not a bad thing if you do it. It's just not what I do. I don't really like, a lot of cameras anyway. I just would prefer to be to myself, even if it's with Phil or Zach or whoever it is working out. Just have a small group in there, get your work in, and get out. And like I said, I don't have to prove to anybody that I'm working out. At the end of the day, all that matters is the work that I'm putting in, and the people in this organization believing in me.
Austin, you mentioned the schemes and kind of the language, right, that JJ and the new staff is bringing in, and you haven't even played yet. So without getting too specific into it, what are some of those ideas that you when you sit down with him, you kind of, okay, yeah, that makes sense for my game. This is how it's going to look on the court. Where has that process been for you?
Yeah, I think it's not even really just for me. I just think the whole structure and foundation that these coaches have brought in for us, talking with everybody, is a great start, because I felt like a lot of times last year we won a lot of games off of talent. And when you have talent around structure, then you have opportunities to do something really special. So I don't think it's necessarily for me or not. I just think that everything that they've came in and talked about makes sense to me for our whole collective group.
Austin, whether it's Bronny being here or LeBron being able to win and kind of taste championships again this summer, have you noticed a change in his energy level in the gym? I know it's always pretty high, but there's more, maybe a little more youthfulness in him today than when we've seen him do this in the past.
I don't know, because it's like you said, his energy is always good. We've had multiple conversations about. I've asked him many a times, like, how do you never? I mean, there's moments where I just wake up on the wrong side of the bed. I feel like he never does. Like, I feel like every day he comes into the gym, he's always in a good mood. He's always here early. He's working on his body, obviously working on his game. But you would have to think that having your son along for the ride would make it a little more. But I don't really know, because, like I said, he's always in such a good mood that you can't really tell the difference. So it's not really noticeable, but I would think that, if I was him and I had an opportunity to play alongside my son, that it would give me a little bit more of, motivation to continue to play at the level that he's been playing at. Appreciate y'all.